There's no one exactly like you. Everyone is special and unique. But while that's very true, there are certain individuals out there who take uniqueness to an entirely different level. From rare appearances to strange enhancements, let me introduce you to some people who are truly one in a million. And trust me, by the end, you'll wonder if different was ever the right word at all. Number 15. Dor Bahador Kapangi. He was just a regular kid, walking to school with his brother every morning until around age 7, when he stopped growing. His parents didn't understand why, and neither did the doctors. He was born in Nepal's Sinduli district in 2004, and Dor was 17 when Guinness World Records measured him officially in 2022. His height was exactly 2 feet 4 inches. He didn't say much during the ceremony. His older brother spoke for him while Dor sat quietly, uncomfortable with the cameras. He still lives in that same village, southeast of Kathmandu, surrounded by rice fields and classmates who've grown much taller than him. His family carries him to school, helps him eat, change clothes, and keeps him involved in every part of daily life. He doesn't mind the spotlight, but he'd rather be with his classmates, doing homework, playing ball, or just being left alone. The title is global, but his life remains the same. Small village, big heart. He is still a kid. Number 14. Amar Bharati. Back in 1973, Amar Bharati, an Indian sadhu, made a vow that altered his life forever. He raised his right arm in devotion and has kept it lifted for more than 50 years. Before this, he lived an ordinary life as a clerk in New Delhi, married with 3 children. But in 1970, he left everything to devote himself fully to Shiva. 3 years later, as an act of faith and a plea for world peace, he raised his arm and never lowered it again. The first years were excruciating, marked by pain, but over time the arm lost sensation, the muscles wasted away, and it froze in place. Today it's thin and lifeless, the nails long and twisted. His act stands as a living symbol of peace and faith. For Bharati, it's not just devotion, it's a message to mankind. He's vowed to keep his arm raised until his last breath, proving how far conviction can go. But guys, is it actually possible? Number 13. Mahendra Ahirwar. For years he stared only at the floor. His neck had bent so far forward it locked against his chest, and it stayed that way for over a decade. Mahendra Ahirwar was born with a rare muscle condition that weakened everything except his spirit. He couldn't lift his head, breathe well, or walk. His parents carried him from hospital to hospital, over 50 of them. Every doctor refused surgery. It was too risky, and they were too poor and hopeless. But in Liverpool, a stranger named Julie saw his story and refused to accept that. She raised the money for a high-risk surgery in New Delhi. In 2016, it worked. Titanium plates, realignment. After the operation, he sat up, looked around, smiled. The sun rose when his head came up, his mother said. He went back to school, lived brighter. And then, just 8 months later, he died watching TV without any warning. But in those months, he lived upright. And for once, he saw the world eye to eye. Number 12. Nikki Freeman. Well, now, this one is totally unbelievable. I mean, for real. Nikki from Esperance, Western Australia, looks like a 10-year-old boy, but he's over 40. His body ages at 1/4 the normal rate, making him appear permanently youthful. Born with hydrocephalus, a condition where excess fluid builds up in the brain, doctors once said he wouldn't survive infancy. Even when he did, complications followed. He is blind, his pituitary gland is underdeveloped, and his bones grow abnormally slowly. At 16, his skeleton resembled that of a 4-year-old, and even today, scans show bones matching a child's. He didn't walk until 2, and a surgery meant to relieve pressure left him temporarily unable to move or speak. Though he never regained speech, he communicates through gestures and expression. Against all odds, Nikki outlived medical predictions and continues to thrive. He loves horse riding, car rides, and laughter with family. His life offers rare insight into human biology and the resilience of the human spirit. Number 11. Mithan Chouhan. Mithan from India has lived with neurofibromatosis, a rare genetic disorder that causes tumors to form all over the body. He was born healthy, but as he grew, lumps appeared on his face, arms, chest, and legs, swelling into massive growths that distorted his features, impaired his vision, and made daily life almost impossible. Growing up, he faced constant rejection. People stared, whispered, and even called him cursed. Teachers turned him away, and strangers acted as if he were contagious. For years, he was defined only by his condition, not his name. His life changed after a crowdfunding campaign funded surgeries to remove the largest tumors. Doctors restored his sight and gave him a renewed sense of self. For the first time in years, he could look in the mirror without pain. Now, Mithan spends time with friends, plays cricket, and dreams of owning a business. His story proves that hope and resilience can reshape even the bad fate. Number 10. Cathie Jung. This American corset enthusiast holds one of the most unusual records in the world, and this is the smallest waist record ever achieved by an adult woman. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, her waist measures an astonishing 15 inches, earning her a Guinness World Record. Her fascination began in the late 1950s, before her marriage to orthopedic surgeon Bob Jung. Together, they explored the Victorian fashion era, and over time, her interest turned into a lifestyle. By the 1980s, Cathie was tight-lacing almost around the clock, wearing custom corsets made to shrink her waist gradually. She now owns over 100 handcrafted corsets and rarely removes them. While many assume her health suffered, Cathie and her husband insist she's experienced no medical issues, claiming the corsets actually support her spine. Whether seen as art or obsession, Cathie Jung reshaped the boundaries of body modification and fashion history, embodying elegance, dedication, and the extremes of human persistence. Number 9. Li Hua, the Folded Man. For years, Li from China lived completely folded in half, his face pressed into his chest, unable to stand straight, walk upright, or even lie flat. He suffered from ankylosing spondylitis, a painful spinal condition that slowly fused his vertebrae together. It began when he was 18, and as years passed, his body curved more until his chin touched his chest and his torso bent 90 degrees. For over 20 years, he lived trapped in his own body, eating, sleeping, and breathing in a permanently folded position. Surgery was considered too dangerous until one courageous medical team in Shenzhen University General Hospital, led by Dr. Tao Huiren, decided to operate. Across 4 complex surgeries, they carefully broke and realigned his spine, rebuilding it piece by piece. Against every medical expectation, it worked. After nearly 30 years, Li stood straight again. His story became a symbol of determination and the power of never giving up. Number 8. Flo and Kay Lyman. Flo and Kay are identical twin sisters whose minds work like no other on Earth. Born in the 1950s in the US, they are the only known pair of female autistic savant twins. Their social interactions are limited, but their memories are astonishing. They can recall exact dates, weather, television schedules, and personal events from any day of their lives, decades back. Their fascination with detail, order, and routine defines their daily existence. What truly captivates people is their devotion to television host Dick Clark. They remember every broadcast, every segment, even the time he ate or traveled. Their story has been featured in documentaries and studies exploring the complexity of autism and memory. Flo and Kay live in their own quiet rhythm, deeply bonded, perfectly synchronized, and content in a world that makes perfect sense only to them. Their rare and unique lives remind us that brilliance often hides behind silence and order. Number 7. Charlotte Garside. She was the size of a baby doll when she was born. Her clothes were handmade, her crib was barely a shoebox. Charlotte had primordial dwarfism, a condition so rare it didn't come with answers. But she didn't wait for one. She learned to sit, speak, write, and walk, just like any other kid. She went to school, played with her sisters, and told anyone who asked that she wanted to become a teacher. People stared. She didn't care. Teachers treated her like any other student, and so did her friends. She wasn't looking for sympathy. She just wanted to learn. At recess, she played. In class, she kept up. Her body stayed small, but nothing else about her did. She knew her condition wouldn't change, but she also knew it wouldn't stop her. Charlotte's size might have made headlines, but it was her mindset that made people remember her. She is cute. Number 6. Kennedy Jordan Bramley. We've seen a lot of people born different, but none quite like Kennedy from Canada. She came into the world on February 13, 2003, weighing barely 2 pounds and measuring just 11 inches long. Doctors didn't expect her to live more than a few days. They called her the miracle child who refused to quit. Kennedy was diagnosed with primordial dwarfism, a rare condition affecting fewer than 100 people on the planet. Yet she defied every prediction. By 12, she stood about 3 feet tall and weighed around 23 pounds, roughly the size of a toddler. Nurses nicknamed her Thumbelina, but Kennedy never lived small. She swims, skates, plays hockey, and studies alongside her friends like any other kid. Her teachers call her quick and fearless. Her mother, Brenda, still worries about the risks, but focuses on today. Kennedy's story isn't about survival, it's about living fully, proving that being small doesn't mean thinking small. Number 5. Tio Satrio. This boy grabs the controller with his chin and beats kids twice his age. It sounds impossible, but that's Tio Satrio. No arms, no legs, no pity. He lives in a tiny village in West Java, Indonesia, and nothing about his life has ever been simple. His mom didn't know about his condition until the day he was born. But from the start, he figured things out his way. He eats with his chin, writes using his shoulder, and unpacks snacks with his mouth. He's sharp in math, plays PlayStation better than most, and keeps up in class with a grin on his face. His schoolmates don't treat him like a fragile case. They laugh with him, push his wheelchair, and cheer him on. His teachers expect real results, and he gives them. There's nothing dramatic about Tio's life. He wakes up, studies, plays, and moves forward. He doesn't want attention, he wants control. And the way he handles himself, he's already won more than most people ever will. Number 4. Khaled bin Mohsen Shaari. Well, this is just unimaginable. For years, his world was a single room. Khaled had crossed over 1,300 pounds and couldn't move, couldn't walk, couldn't even sit upright. His family watched helplessly. Nothing changed until the Saudi king sent military equipment to lift him out. A crane pulled him from his home. A forklift and special aircraft took him straight to Riyadh. From there, he fought back. 4 months in, he lost more than 660 pounds. Years later, he reached 139. He had surgeries, rehab, skin removal, none of it easy. Some days he used a walker. Some days, nothing at all. His body shrank, but his spirit didn't. He smiled more, laughed more. They called him the smiling man. Not because of the weight loss, but because he got his life back. Khaled didn't chase fame. He wanted air. He wanted to walk. He wanted to live. And after nearly losing everything, that's exactly what he did. Step by slow, painful step. He is 1 in a million. What do you say? Number 3. Nick Stoeberl. This artist and performer from California is known globally for one extraordinary feature, and that is his tongue. Measuring an astonishing 10.1 centimeters, nearly 4 inches from tip to lip, Nick holds the Guinness World Record for the longest tongue on Earth. His journey to fame began with curiosity about his unusual feature, but what he created from it became his legacy. Instead of just being known for it, he turned it into art, literally painting with his tongue. He dips it into paint and uses it as a brush to create original works, gaining recognition worldwide. Nick's talent earned him a place on America's Got Talent, where he performed live and amazed the audience with his one-of-a-kind style. In 2023, he set another record for the fastest time removing 5 Jenga blocks using only his tongue. Off stage, Nick stays humble, a musician, cook, and film fan, turning what others saw as odd into artistic brilliance. Now let's move to number 2, Michiel Vandeweert. Michiel from Belgium is 23 but looks decades older. He was born with progeria, which is a rare genetic condition that speeds up aging up to 8 times faster than normal. Doctors told his parents he might not live past 12, yet he defied every expectation. Despite being bullied and called names, Michiel never let the condition define him. He drives, snowboards, streams on Twitch, and tattoos his favorite anime characters on his skin. He often says, "My body is old, but my soul is young," a line that reflects both humor and truth. Instead of hiding, he shares his journey to show others that strength isn't found in appearance, but in living without fear. Now one of the oldest people with progeria, Michiel continues to inspire with his energy and optimism. His life is a reminder that courage is not the absence of pain, but the decision to live fully anyway. Number 1, Sidney de Carvalho Mesquita. Sidney, famously known as Tio Chico from Brazil, stunned the world when he set the Guinness World Record for the farthest eyeball protrusion by a man. He can push his eyes out 18.2 millimeters, farther than anyone thought possible. He first noticed his odd gift at 9 years old while making silly faces in front of a mirror. As he grew, he realized it wasn't just a party trick, but a rare ability. In 2022, he was officially recognized by Guinness, holding his eyes out for up to 30 seconds at a time. The act temporarily blurs his vision and causes dryness, but no pain. Sidney often credits both genetics and divine blessing for his unique gift. Nicknamed after Uncle Fester from the Addams family, he's embraced fame with humor and pride. Though another man later broke his record, Sidney remains a legend in the world of human extremes. We really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more mind-blowing content like this. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon.